Hey you guys, hopefully you can hear me. I'm actually riding in the car right now, but I am going to leave 2 links to some videos that I just watched today, and I think it's some pretty important information right now and could potentially be what the Lord has been showing me. With everything he's been showing me the past few weeks about just all the dreams and visions that I'm having about rapture and asteroids or meteors and 2 moons and things like that. So I'm going to link a video. I just watched our sister Darla's. Her channel is God's Gifts. I just watched her video and she was showing a video from a channel called Against the Grain, and I went and checked out his channel. He's not Christian, so just be aware of sometimes the language isn't so great, but he is not a believer. However, it's just the information that he's showing that I think is pretty important and we need to be watching and paying attention to. But anyway, he's showing with his software the orbit of this comet Swan that's coming, and as of today, May 1st, it's still well below like South America somewhere, and he's showing that this thing, for whatever reason, tends to orbit along with the moon and planet X or Nibiru or whatever you want to call it. And as soon as he said that, I thought, I wonder if this is our 2 moons that the Lord has showed many of us that we will see at the moment of the rapture. Because I mean, from where we're at, if we're looking up at our moon and this rogue planet and, a comet, I guess they're saying this planet is behind the comet or something. It could look like there's 2 moons in the sky, and it also orbits pretty close around the sun. And I know a lot of us we've been shown dreams of where it looks like there's 2 suns in the sky as well. So anyway, he shows the orbit of this thing starts to approach around Mexico and California around May 7th, which just so happens to be the first day of second Passover for those of us who have felt like the Lord was pointing towards the timing of second Passover for something. And the way that this thing orbits is from west, for the United States, it's from the west to the east, just like the eclipse of 2017. Okay, so it starts around like California and Mexico, and then kind of like on a diagonal, west to east, so from top to bottom downward, and it comes back around, and it just keeps going through chunks of the United States all the way. Well, what he shows is the orbit of this thing clear up to May 28th, which is pretty interesting. Okay, so I think so like May 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th, it's around California, and I'm wondering if that isn't when they have their big earthquake / tsunami, because he is showing in this map that when this comet Swan comes particularly close to the moon, like I said, he shows that it does tend to orbit very close to the moon's orbit, but there are other times where it comes like extra close to the moon, and he has shown that when it does that, the area where it's over is where they have been having earthquakes. So when it's extra close to the moon is when it causes an earthquake. So I'm wondering if it's going to come very close into the moon's orbit around the time that it's approaching California. And like I said, maybe that is when they have this big earthquake that the Lord has shown many of us, and tsunamis and all kind of things. And then around, well, in his video, somewhere around like the 30-minute mark, he shows where it's going to be over on what dates in the United States. And on May 12th, it's supposed to be over Yellowstone National Park. And I know the Lord has shown a lot of you guys about Yellowstone. And then May 16th, he said it was going to be over the Cincinnati, Ohio area, and my area, which is West Virginia, on the 16th. Now, Darla, God's Gifts channel, who shared this video, she heard well over a year ago in the spirit the 16th. And she's wondering if perhaps this could be why, because it's over her area on the 16th. Or, well, I don't live too far from her, so, but it's supposed to be over my area May 16th, May 17th. And then it shows being over the orbit of Pittsburgh, Washington, D.C., Boston, that area, like May 19th and 20th. And then May 20th, it shows something rather interesting is during the time that it is in the upper Atlantic Ocean above like New York area. You'll just have to go watch the map of this thing to see. It's like a 58-minute video, but if you speed it up, it's well worth it. I mean, if you want to be aware of what's going on over our heads, and you know the Lord said look up for a reason, then it's worth watching the video. So but anyway, around May 20th, the actual software that he's using shows actual fragments falling from Comet Atlas, which is currently up around the Big Dipper, which is where I was raptured into in a couple of my dreams. So it shows those fragments coming down the upper Atlantic Ocean and coming down towards the South Atlantic Ocean. And I'm wondering if that is what I was seeing in my vision of the asteroid about to slam into an ocean. And then what's really interesting, guys, is when it gets to May 28th, this thing stops and turns around and returns back over the United States for a double portion of judgment. So over the entire month of May, this thing is going across the United States. And then on May 28th, it doesn't quite get to Europe at this point when it turns around and comes back. So I just wanted to share this information with you guys. I will leave a link below to the video. Just watch Darla's video first. It's shorter and she just explains everything so well. And then, like I said, if you want to watch the video by Against the Grain, it's pretty long, but if you put the speed up to like 1.5, you can get through it pretty quickly. If you want to just watch the part where it starts to approach like the Mexico, South America borders, I want to say it's somewhere around like the 35-minute mark. So go check that out. I don't know if this is for sure what the Lord has been showing me, but it certainly seems to make sense to me, at least right now. I think this could be our month, and I thought what he was showing me was the asteroid that was coming nearby, that they were saying was coming April 29th, but you guys had told me in the comments that I was looking at the wrong thing and I needed to be looking towards Comet, Swan, and Atlas. So like I said, you guys, I don't study these things, so I don't know, but ever since watching this video today, I'm just going to try to keep a better eye on things up there. But I think this could be our timing. So just to recap what I've received lately, I had a dream where I saw fragments of asteroids or meteors coming down, and that's when my body started to go up in the rapture. In a vision, I saw an asteroid coming down and it was about to slam into the ocean, which would cause a major earthquake and tsunami. I had a vision of, I saw a woman looking through a telescope and she was terrified at what she saw out there. And I think I forgot to mention that in this video of the map of the orbit of the comet Swan, it was around the date of May 17th to 20th, where it's over that area, you know, the eastern United States, northeastern United States, that suddenly this Planet X or Nibiru or Wormwood, whatever you want to call it, that is when it comes into, it's like right up against the moon. And I'm wondering if that could maybe also be what looks like two moons, because this thing's supposed to be huge. So I don't know, you guys. I'll just leave the links for you guys to go check it out for yourself. Could this be what the Lord has been showing us? Either way, we just still need to keep looking up and be ready. So, all right, bye.